Yo, cuckoo. Well, don't look at me like that, acting like y'all don't speak Medu Neter. Stop it. You know who you are. Don't act like you don't speak Medu Neter. Anyway, what's good, fam? This video I'm making now is in reference to the previous video I made today, in terms of no more middleman. You know what I'm saying? I got a hit back from a brother, I guess. You know, and I just want to be very, very clear for the record. I'm not pointing fingers at people. You know what I'm saying? I'm not putting out names. I'm not trying to put anyone on blast. That's not my intention or my energy for that video. That video was to just get your attention. Hey, attention. Hey, this is your life. Hey, take it serious. Hey, take it serious. Hey, you want children. Hey, you want wealth. This is your life. That's all that video was about. You know what I'm saying? So if it resonated with people, I hope that was a catalyst to help start a change. You know what I'm saying? In the thinking. Because like the prophet said, if I could only get my Moors thinking again. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I'm here to do. I'm just here to try to help get my brothers and sisters thinking. And I'm not even speaking as if I am thinking all the way. I'm not. All right? So I won't even front like, oh, I got it all figured out. You know, we need to get thinking again so you could be like me. Nah. I'm trying to be like me. You need to be like you. All right? I'm happy with me. I'm very satisfied with what I do. Because everything I do, I work my ass off. You know what I'm saying? I go into the gym. Sometimes I never come out until 2-3 days pass. You know what I'm saying? Now, you may want to ask, where am I studying, right? Where am I studying? What am I studying? So I'm going to lay out a couple of things, you know what I'm saying, that should get you going. First off, if you're just getting into this information, stop. Breathe. Breathe. All right? First thing you want to read, in my opinion now, is United Nations Declarations on the Rights of Indigenous Peoples. Do not mistake me quoting that source for you to read because it's law. It's not law. It's kind of like a employee handbook. You know what I'm saying? If you want to think about the Declaration on the Rights of Indigenous Peoples, think about an employee handbook that talks about etiquette and doing certain things and what certain things, the consequences will be. So this is what you need to think of when you're reading the Declaration of the Rights of Indigenous Peoples. It's to put you into a mindset of thinking like an Aborigine, right? Because so as a man thinketh, so is he. So if we could get you to think like yourself, then you will be yourself. You see how simple that is? It's not complicated. If you think like yourself, you will be yourself. You see what I'm saying? So the whole notion is to, once again, get you guys thinking. This is why I put out videos how I put them out. I'm challenging y'all. And y'all should be challenging me. You know what I'm saying? Y'all should be challenging me. So, because one hand washes the other. Steel sharpens steel. So don't think I'm here trying to turn everyone into a sharp piece of steel. You already steel. I'm looking to get my shit sharpened. Can you help me? Okay? Wow. So, they're acting like they don't even see people. Now I comprehend. So the Declaration on the Rights of Indigenous Peoples puts you in a mindset on how to think. Okay? Now, when you are, so once you understand how to think, right? Because it speaks about us having the right to create our own institutions, having the right to convey our property within our own institutions, having our own land, having our own laws, having our own court system, having everything you see that makes a society tick. We can do the same and better because this is our crib, man. But you thinking you from somewhere else. You thinking you black, or African American. That's what you think. And because that's what you think, your life gets played out in a particular script, in a particular way, based on the lines you say. Right? It's just like a movie. Someone's giving you a script. Are you a minority? You read the script says yes, you are a minority. Yes, I am a minority. Are you black African American? The script says yes, agree. Yes, I am black and African American. And so we see, or we should at least be cognizant enough to comprehend how the script plays out. We done seen the script play out more than 6 times. Do you comprehend what I mean when I say more than 6 times? If you look back at the Matrix, I believe this was Reloaded, when Neo met the architect, right? What did the architect tell him? He said, we have built and destroyed Zion 6 times already. And every time they're getting more proficient. So, you can comprehend that this ain't the first time we've been doing this rodeo. All right? And every time we come back more advanced. We get better at it. Because perfection is the art of perfecting. That's what perfection is. It's the constant art, the constant practice, the constant rehearsing. Okay? That's what perfection is. It's not like, oh, I did it, I did the studies, now I'm perfect. No, that's not perfection. Perfection is constantly getting better. If Bruce Lee was still alive today, do you think he'd be better than when he died? Of course he would be, because that man would have still been practicing. Perfection increases. There's not a penny on the floor. Pennies up to millionaires now. You know what I'm saying? Perfection is constantly evolving. It's not something that stands still. All right. Hold on one second, fam. Okay, y'all. I'm back. So now we're gonna get some clarity on some things today, yo. We're gonna get some clarity. I'm walking. I'm talking. It's whatever. We're gonna get some clarity today. If you read the Bible always says, go back to the mind of a child. Now, what does that really mean? Simplify. Children do not overcomplicate things. They look at it for what it is, and they just go right for the kill. They don't play around. They don't beat around the bush. They speak to whatever it is they think it is. They don't try to outsmart themselves. All right? What we do a lot as adults, because we know so much information and we're so advanced and technological and all this crap, we confuse ourselves with our own intelligence. We're so intelligent, we confuse ourselves and make shit complicated when it's really simple, because all we got to do is think back like the mind of a child. I'm gonna give you an example. The lie is always going to be complicated. The truth is always going to be simple. You know why the truth is simple? Because it's universal. Meaning if 2 + 2 = 4 here, I go to Japan, I go to Haiti, I go to Europe, I go to Cambodia, wherever the fuck I want to go. 2 + 2 is going to be 4. If I can damn near guarantee that wherever I go, 2 + 2 will be 4. You understand what I'm saying? It's universal. It's not complicated. It works the same way for everybody. Now, a lie, on the other hand, a lie is hella complicated. Hella complicated. You can make up so many different lies on top of each other that you will confuse yourself and lose track of which lie you are in. That's some real shit. And that's what we do. So, what have Europeans, or what have colonizers done? They've taken the truth, the simple truth, and made it complicated. AKA, they made it into a lie, because lies are complicated. A lie is never simple. There's no such thing as a simple lie, a simple fib. No. A lie is always more expensive than the truth. You got to expend way more energy. You got to expend way more brain power to create lies than to speak the truth. If that's not true, leave a comment on this video and qualify why that's not true. Because it's not more clear to me than that. The truth will always be simple and the lie will always be complicated. Because to qualify the lie, you see what I'm saying? Because a lie can't just stay in one form for too long. A lie is like a shapeshifter. You gotta constantly keep changing the position of the lie to keep it living. You can't just like plant it in the ground, water it, and leave it. You can't do that. You know what I'm saying? You can't do that. You can't do that. It won't work. You know what I'm saying? It won't work. So, I think I need to head back now. So with that being said, you know what I'm saying? Because of the fact that the lie will not work, it becomes complicated. Because you gotta constantly keep reinventing the fucking lie. Excuse my French. You gotta keep reinventing the lie. But a truth is simple. What you gotta reinvent? Why would you try to reinvent the wheel? Think of the truth as the wheel. It works for everybody. It works everywhere you go. The truth is the truth. The form of the truth may change slightly, but the truth is still the truth. And it's not complicated. It's very, very simple. You see what I'm saying? So this is what I'm talking about. Now, a lot of people ask, how do I study? Right? How do I study? How do I take what's complicated and make it simple? Like I said before, I go right to the source. You know why? Because the way I think is the way I think. Right? So if the way I think is the way I think, then what good does it serve me to go to other men and hear what they have to say and try to accept that as truth? When I could, and mind you, that's a whole lot more brain energy, because then you got to try to decipher what one man's saying. If he's saying what's true, then it don't ring right, but some parts do ring right, so you're not too sure. Then you go hear another brother. It's too much confusion. It's too much confusion. You too all over the place. You like a schizo. All right? Once again, you're trying to find the knowledge in other people's capacities. No, you got to raise your own capacity. Okay? Forget about trying to raise Lazarus from the dead. Raise your goddamn self from the dead, because you dead. You Lazarus. You Lazarus. You didn't know? Oh, well, a lot of people didn't know that they're Lazarus. Welcome to The Walking Dead. Look at this show. It's called The Walking Dead. Walking Dead. Every day, these people go to work, they come back, and they do the same shit tomorrow. They pay their taxes, they pay their car note, and they think life is all good. They think life is all good. No. That's called a Yakub experiment. But see, I'm awake, so I actually am aware of the experiment taking place. I didn't forget. This is crazy, okay? Coming into who you are and coming into the fact that you've been lied to about who you are your whole goddamn life. This shit is crazy, and it's overwhelming, and it can make people go crazy. It can make people go psychotic, because I know I almost damn near went psychotic. I almost damn near went fuck all of life. You can find my ass in the woods. That's where my mindset was at. You can find me in the woods. All day, every day in the woods. Forget this whole city life stuff. Man, forget it. You know what I'm saying? Don't need it. Now, studying is, like I said, studying is not complicated. What makes things complicated is people are trying to study other people. You know, it's hard to study someone else's mind. You're trying to study how someone else thinks, how someone else puts puzzles together in their brain. That's so much more harder than just going into the source, reading the source, and then you put your own flavor on how to put the pieces of the puzzle together. That's way less brain energy. That's way less soul energy. Okay? A lie is complicated. The truth is very simple. The reason why I go to a manual is because the same person that you went to, or same brother or sister that you heard speaking about the information, I know for a fact would have to read that particular manual dealing with that particular subject. Whether it's trust, you're talking about law, you're talking about constitution, you're talking about articles of organization, you're talking about interrogatories, you're talking about discoveries, you know what I'm saying? You're talking about counterclaims, class action suits, how to file, where to file, who you need to talk to. All these things. Vienna Convention on treaty. You gotta read all these things, man. You gotta read all these things. And don't think that when I started studying, I knew everything I needed to study. No, I did not. I didn't know I had to go read the Declaration of the United Nations. As I was studying, I built myself to that level. It didn't happen overnight. That's what I'm trying to explain to y'all, brothers and sisters. It doesn't happen overnight. It doesn't happen overnight. It's a constant grind. And for us brothers out here who you think may make things look easy or may make it look simple, that's because it is simple. And the reason why we separate ourselves, you know what I'm saying, as Moors, when we giving out this information, we separate ourselves in a way because we're not coming on this to bash people. We're not coming on this to call out names, you know what I'm saying, put energy into none of that. Divide and conquer, you know what I'm saying, he said, she said, they said, we said. All that stuff is whack, man. That's high school. Leave that shit in high school. All right? That's high school. We are not in high school no more. This is the real world. This is the real world where real things happen. There are real consequences for real events. Okay? There's a consequence for not knowing who you are in this world. Whether you realize it or not, you're experiencing the consequences. Honor thy mother and thy father, that thy days on the earth land may be long and plentiful. I'll tell you what, since I woke up, you know what I'm saying? Only thing I wanted to do since I woke up is stay here longer. Meaning I want to live here longer on this planet. I want to enjoy this experience. That's what me waking up into who I am has done for me. Because before, I couldn't stand this planet. I couldn't stand this society. I couldn't stand anything about it. I didn't want nothing to do with it. I didn't want nothing to do with it. Now, I can't get enough of it. Because it's work. It's something to do. If you're at home right now, you're talking about, I'm bored, I ain't got shit to do. Man, build a nation. That'll keep you busy for a life, for a few lifetimes. Come on, man. Like, this thing ain't a game, man. The same way you see gangs, when they be gang banging on each other, that shit be real. That shit ain't like for show. People really get killed because it's real. You need to take that same type of mentality and put it into your studies. This is real. Okay? Not only what you say impacts your life, but what you say can impact other people's lives. So me, I know that I am a living example for people. So if I'm aware of that, then I'm also aware that there are certain type of examples that I know would help us progress. And there are other demonstrations that I know would separate us. So what do I choose to focus on? Those things that keep us together. Those things that keep us together. Okay? That's what we need to focus on. Unity. It's crazy. Y'all done seen so many Dave Chappelle shows. And I know my favorite one is the joint with Rick James. Rick James. You know what's the illest part about that whole skit I got from that Rick James show? Unity. Unity, man. You ain't gonna get nothing in this life if you are not unified. Okay? That's real talk. You see this arm? The only thing this arm can do for me is if I'm working, creating. But when it comes to business, I'm using this hand to type, sign contracts. You see this leg right here? You see this bad boy right here? This bad boy right here gets me to where I need to get to. Okay? You know what I'm saying? You see this bad boy right here? This bad boy helps me to think on different ways to get what I want. You see this bad boy right here? This bad boy right here makes sure that I always stay pure to myself. Every part of your body has a different job, man. You'll never see one part of your body you'll never see your whole body doing the same thing. Every part of your body doing the same thing. No. Every part of your body has a different job. But the body cannot fully function without all of its pieces. Ergo, unity, unite, unification. It's not about separation. All right? So once again, go straight to the facts, man. I spent 7 months studying, just so y'all know, I spent over 7 months running my mind around United States codes and the IRS manual. You know why? Because I know as an Aboriginal, if I'm not obligated to pay taxes, and I've been paying taxes without my illegally, without me knowing about it, then I need to know how the hell I got in that position in the first place. Think about it. If you're gonna come up out of paying taxes, you gotta understand how taxes work in the first place. You gotta understand where it came from. You gotta understand where the money goes. I'm sorry, you gotta understand where the debt goes, where the notes go. You got to. How you gonna come up out of Rome, or how you gonna come up out of Babylon if you don't know not a goddamn thing about Babylon? You need to make Babylon your best friend. You ain't know? I spent a year of my life. Literally 12 months. I was not social. I wasn't going out nowhere. I wasn't hanging out with nobody. I was going to work, coming back, study. YouTube, research, weed. That's it. All right, for 360. Now 7 months out of that year, I wrapped my mind around the tax system. How does that work? Tax brackets. Doing business. Understanding how the IRS functions. I needed to know these things so I can be successful. Okay? I need to know these things. I need to know how to operate business. I need to know how business runs. Because the United States is a federal corporation. So if you can't comprehend how business runs, then you're going to be run by the business. I'm in the business of running businesses, not businesses running me. Okay? People who like to be run by a business, they're called United States citizens. They're called 14th Amendment, 3/5 of a human being persons. All right? You're non-human. You ain't got no soul. That's a dead entity. It's lifeless. Okay? So that's really what I wanted to get to today, fam. Like, it's always going to be a constant build. It's not going to stop. It is not going to stop. If you hoping it stops, don't hold your breath. Don't hold your breath, because I could have died 7 times over already. I'm just keeping it funky. All right? So, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying this to make light, like nationalities is something light, like it's light work. It's not light work. It's not light work. A lot of time and energy went into me rebuilding my structure, my Moorish Science Temple of America. I'm building my temple. This is my temple right here. I'm a Moor. This is my Moorish Temple of Science. This is a temple. All up in here is science. Okay? And I'm in America. Like, stop playing the games. So are you building your temple? Or are you just watching it blow by in the dust? Okay? We gotta leave a legacy behind for our babies. All right? Now, our grandparents, our great-grandparents, they got caught. They got got by the system. That's fine. That's cool. They got got. That was their time to get got. All right? But we here now, and we woke. And we're not trying to play that game no more. We're not trying to repeat that mistake. So if you want different results, you got to do something different. You got to change it up. You got to change up how you act. You got to change up how you think. You got to change up how you eat, man. You got to change up what you drink, what you listen to, what you look at. You got to change up. You got to abduct yourself. All right? We are extraterrestrials. If someone saw me right now, who saw me like 5 years from now, they'd say I'm a completely different motherfucking person. And they're absolutely correct. The old me got abducted. The ancestors took them. Okay? So that my true self, because two objects cannot occupy the same space at the same time. right? That's basic law of chemistry. Physics. Two objects cannot occupy the same space at the same time. So therefore, if I'm in my lower self, my higher self is out to lunch. And if I'm in my higher self, my lower self is out to lunch. Now, what you want is for your lower self to be out to lunch, because whenever your lower self come back, you can put it back in order. Meaning you summon your lower self when it is needed. Your lower self is not needed all the time. No, it is not. Your higher self is not needed all the time. But in this modern day and age, your higher self is needed right now. All right? And that's all I want to leave with you, fam. It's your brother Cool. Peace.